Alright guys, the time's finally come to introduce to you my 1970 Camaro project car. Alright guys, now the 1970 to 1973 Camaro to me is the best body style Camaro ever made. I was born and raised on lots of hot rods, Chevelles, Novas, Camaros, Mustangs, everything you can think of. My dad always had a car in the garage wrenching. As soon as I was of the age and started realizing that cars was cool, I fell in love with the 1970 to 73 Camaro. As soon as I saw them, I was hooked. Now a lot of people like the 60s Camaros. I find them a little boxy, not too many body lines. I finally have a 1970 Camaro that I want to build. I've had a couple in the past when I was younger. I thrashed on them and then ended up selling them. Never got a chance to really build it the way I wanted to build. Let's show you a little bit more detail about what it is, what it has, the good, the bad, and the ugly on this car, because it's gonna need a lot of work. So, as you can tell, first off, we have, paint. Not the greatest on this thing. Bodywork, yeah, it's gonna need a lot of it. As you can tell, it's somewhat complete. No grille, which is fine, no bezels, but some bizarre color underneath the hood, as I will show you. Yeah, what's up with the grain? Not too sure how it was when I got it. There's a motor in here, and it is a big block, 454. We are gonna use this motor, but most of it we're not. We're gonna basically, from the heads up, it's gonna be removed. We're gonna get the bottom end done up, but we'll get into more of that later. So that's a plus. Has a motor, and yes, it does run, believe it or not. We got some 2010 Camaro wheel, upgraded brakes. A 2010 Camaro as well. I'm not sure if I'll use those, but we'll figure that out. Anyways, more good things, and I'll show you why. This odd, not really welded in bar going across. After peeling away some of the silicone that was all caked in here, look at that weld job. Wasn't even like fully done. It was just, look at back over here. Yikes. It's like they just spot welded everything really quick and then siliconed it up like it was a rush job or something. The bars go through the back, and they boxed out the back seat area, which is good. They did some minor fender well tubbing in here, but I'm gonna have to probably redo all that. There's cage. It's a decent cage. You know, just gonna have to fix some of the welding points. It has one of those aftermarket dashes. Yeah, this doesn't fall into the good category. This is actually the bad category. To the back, pop the trunk. A Mustang style gas tank in the back here, so it'll fit flush and also not sag so low from underneath. Been cross braced out with the cage and reinforced. And as you can tell with the suspension's been modified. Coilover setup. And as you can see, the tubing goes all the way through into the trunk and welds in. Okay, so that's most of the good. Now to the bad. What in tarnation happened here? Jeez, like a Rottweiler got a hold of this thing or something. Kicked the freaking leg through. He's trying to stick an exhaust pipe through the fenders or something. Look, on the other side, it's the same deal. Stupid. No freaking interior. These seats are just laid in there, just the lay in there, but no interior, which is fine. Crap, but look. Glorious wiring. Not good, but I don't mind wiring. A lot of people hate wiring. I don't mind wiring. The best time to wire is when there's, well, on the plus side, hey, there's a carbon fiber steering wheel. Probably end up selling that. I'm gonna sell pretty much the majority of the stuff on here, especially this dash. That's going, as you can see, suspension, and it has a 10 bolt, but that's coming out obviously. Slapped together and not done to my standards, so we're probably gonna have to go through everything. You want to see something else that's really stupid? Okay, I don't know if this guy was planning on doing race weeks or something, but there's a full-blown, trailer hitch setup on this. Full-blown welded on, among other things like the rear quarters. I think he was trying to go with the whole blending in, seamless, like most people with their projects. They start them and never finish them. No glass, But overall, not too bad. I've seen worse. And nowadays, they're in twice as bad condition for twice as much money nowadays. It's ridiculous. You see rollers with nothing in them rotted to the floor and they want 7 to 10 grand. Like, so believe it or not, guys, I got all of this, as you see it, for only 2,500 bucks. Yeah, deal of the century. It's gonna take like 30 or 40 grand to get it to where I want it. And that's me doing all the work. That's just part. Now let me tell you what is the plan. Now first of all, let's start with the best part, the engine. I told you before, we were gonna keep just the bottom half of this. We're gonna pull this out, get it rebuilt, slap it back, and of course, lose the manifold, probably the heads, carburetor, because there's gonna be a big old fat 671 blower sticking right here. Dual quads, which is kind of funny because this hood was already cut, but obviously this hood's gonna go. Probably get like a little 2-inch cow hood and then cut it, have the blower and carbs and everything sticking out of the hood. Nastiness. We're gonna roughly get about 1,000 horsepower. We're gonna have the same setup in my truck that I'll show you in a later video. And then the transmission, I already have it. It's gonna be a built turbo 400, probably a high stall. And it actually already has a trans brake set up on it. Not sure if I'll use it. This is gonna be a street car. Hey. Let's see. Follow the drivetrain. So we got engine, trans. So the rear end, taking this 10 bolt out, and what I want to do is run like a Fab 9 housing, probably like 389 or 411 gears, and I want to run like a 4-link setup. With that rear suspension, I want to do DSE mini tub. However, the way this guy has this set up already, I mean, it looks like there's quite a bit of room, you know, but I'm gonna have to get in there. That's something I'll have to get in there and figure out. I'm gonna have to cut the inner wells out. I don't wanna do a full tub, I wanna do a mini tub, but I wanna do like a 345 tire. I actually like that look better than like a full tub setup. So that's the plan so far. Big block, supercharged, turbo 400, Fab 9 housing, mini tub setup, 355, 345 tire. For the interior wise, it's already caged. I want to finish up the caging, get all that clean, get that powder coated. I want to do not too extensive of an interior. I want to actually put the factory dash pad and everything back in. A custom gauge cluster that fits into the factory dash, which I think is a little bit more tasteful than like a sheet metal. If you didn't notice, check out the firewall. So the guy who had this before, he basically already smoothed out the firewall, which is something I was going to do because I love that look of the smoothed out firewall. There is a bunch of like random holes and stuff that I have to fill. It's definitely something I want to do. I'm actually gonna box where like the wiper blades and where like the wiper arms and stuff come through. All that's gonna be closed. I'm not gonna have any wipers. I'm not gonna have any door side mirrors. I'm not gonna have door handles or lock. I'm gonna have everything shaved. It's gonna make everything clean. It's not gonna have a solid bumper. I'm gonna make it a split bumper, but it looks so much better with the split bumper, but without that extended stupid plastic nose piece that comes out factory with the split bumper setup. If you just leave the standard front with the split bumper, dude, looks so much better. No chrome on this vehicle. Everything's gonna be painted, powder coated, anodized. Chrome's the thing of like the 90s. I don't do that anymore here. Everything's gonna be redone. Now the color. Now this is gonna be one of the obnoxious vehicles, big old motor sticking out of the hood, wide tires, gonna be lowered. So you gotta have a loud color to go with it, right? Guys, maybe you could help me out on this. I was thinking either like an orange, like a burnt tangerine type of crazy color orange, or like maybe like a certain shade of like green. I'm not sure, guys. I don't wanna do the traditional black, red, blue. Help me out on color. Let me see some pics, comments down below. Help me out here. Help me make my mind up, because I don't know. But that's the story on this. This is basically my dream car. Like I said, I owned a couple in the past, but I never really built it to how I wanted it. It's my dream car. I've always wanted to build it. I wanted to show it in car shows with my dad's car, and I'm gonna do it with this one. That's the car that we're building. We're gonna be following it exclusively on my channel, all the progress. So be sure to subscribe, stay up to date on the build. We're also gonna be building a new shop, so I'll have that progress on the shop build. Then this will be the first big build of the shop. So be sure to subscribe if you guys like high performance parts installs, reviews, how-to videos, do-it-yourself construction around the house, driveway pours, fences, you know, stuff like that. I kind of do a little bit of everything on this channel, so it's a great channel to subscribe to. Click that subscribe button. Until then, I'll see you guys next time. Peace.